Well, what makes a rainbow?
The sun.
Well, no, it's this light makes a rainbow.
And what makes the light?
The sun.
Okay.
Yeah, but you get some sun off the moon.
You're so good at that, asking something in order to get to another subject. Or when you try to explain it, you just confuse yourself.
Yeah, but that happens. I mean, a lot of the time it's just...
We know that happens. We've seen it.
It's been too long. I say that every time. I say that every week. I can't talk.
It's okay.
I say that after every week.
RTX just happened. You talked a lot.
Yeah. I boosted and somehow saved myself from death. Uh-oh. Couldn't get out of that one.
I feel like in the
Did you
heat
say
of...
No, I said, oh God! Did you say, oh God?
I got Gavin.
No, I said Iron-Apple.
Oh, weird.
Yep.
All right, Matt, so you got the obal operation coming in?
I got the obal operation.
Yeah.
Obal.
Nothing about what I said was wrong. I heard me doing it wrong and couldn't stop myself.
The Bob.
Okay.
No, time. Ron has 17 seconds.
Yeah, he went down there at some point.
Time is against me. I'm 80.
Time comes for us all.
I really can't speak. I don't know why I have a career in entertainment. I literally cannot speak.
What was it last week? Remember last week we were doing the podcast and I just entered a portion of the podcast where I couldn't talk. I can't talk. I just had a stroke. In the United States. United States.
It happens.
Every sentence I kept trying to say, like I just couldn't spit it out.
Should we all just give up?
Why are we doing this?
We should just give up.
Well,
you were with Ryan Haywood. I don't think that guy has put together one coherent sentence in 10 years. Really, has he?
Not that I've ever seen.
It's impossible.
But if I without context, if I said, funnily enough,
I would say you just had a stroke.
Really?
Yeah.
Monosyllabic.
Monosyllabic.
There it is.
Too many syllables today. Syllabic.
No, it's not.
It is.
Monosyllabic.
Nah. Of all the words you could add an extra syllable to. Like being like, oh, you want to accept this cookie? Isn't as bad as, you'll get cancer if you touch this.
Well, you have all your data stolen and then you'll be poor because someone will have taken your identity from you. That's the message.
Why would you be poor from that?
Because what are they going to steal your identity for? To go to a Halloween party? They're going to go into your bank accounts, dude.
Just say that wasn't me. Insurance.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to go into the bank and be like, that wasn't me. Insurance.
Hey, don't ever worry about being robbed, whatever. If you get robbed, just go, it wasn't me.
Insurance.
It wasn't me.
You get in a car crash? It wasn't me. Insurance.
What's the slogan of Texas?
Is don't mess with Texas.
Right. Where does that come from?
That's a litter campaign.
That is correct.
Right?
Eric,
I only found that out after I moved here.
Eric is correct. That is a littering campaign slogan.
Anti-littering.
Anti-littering, right. It's not pro-litter. Pro-litter. Let's fuck Texas up.
Just
that one didn't go as far.
Texas.
The bumper stickers for that one weren't as great. Texas sucks, y'all.
Oh, so like mess as in like mess.
Don't mess with Texas. That's what it was, yeah.
Google, and I take the most ridiculous autocomplete I get for that phrase. I then take that same 2 or 3 word phrase, I feed it into the really weird brain of Gavin Free. Whatever he comes back with, I put in the quiz, I ask them, who said this, Gavin or Google? I butchered those rules. I butchered them.
That was not great.
I butchered them. I butchered the last half of it.
You all know how it works.
This game?
No, those rules were just for Phil alone.
Do you understand the game?
Not at all.
It's really simple.
It
I'm going to
like
ask you 2 things, and you're going to tell me which one said it, Gavin or Google.
Okay, that makes sense. The stuff you said before didn't.
Are you nervous, Bernie? Is everything okay down there?
No, it's one of those things where when I started talking, I thought, I don't know where I'm going with this, but my brain will figure it out by the time I get there.
You just never got back on the road?
Yeah, pretty much.
Last week on the live one at RTX, I heard you say on the podcast, I butchered those rules because you were like describing Gavin or Google, and in my head I was just mentally trying to remember all the things. So I didn't hear you botch the rules. I went back and listened to it. It was hilarious.
It was hilariously bad.
Like you were nailing it up to a certain point,
and then fell apart.
And then you're like, and then give it to Gavin, and then I add it into the quiz, and
it was like the text speech. I got one word wrong, and my brain was going blah, 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 blah.
But it's weird. I can see you lose it.
Yeah, I lost it.
And then you called it. You were like, I botched
It's like spitting on yourself. You have to call it out.
I lost
honestly,
it.
I listened to it back like 5 times because I was laughing so much.
It's the speech equivalent of like when you go to drop something and then you like keep catching it like 50 times and then you end up hitting it across the room.
Yeah.
To the point where Phil was like, I don't know what the rules are.
And then you just like broke it down. It's like, oh yeah, that makes total sense.
I felt so bad for Phil in that moment too, of you trying to explain that.
Stay tuned next time for the conclusion. Blah, blah, blah. Conclusion.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna end.
Thrilling conclusion. That's the word I was looking for. Thrilling conclusion.
That wasn't me. Insurance.
It wasn't me. Insurance.